So as you guys can see, this is a letter from Cobb showing that the Accessport is not anywhere close to being available. It's really up to the CARB emissions team. Basically, Cobb is at the hands of the government. So until they work out all their issues, they're not going to be able to come out with an Accessport. For those of you that want the Accessport, I wanted to go over some of the differences between the Accessport and the traditional tuner. I know a lot of people are familiar with the Accessport. They may have had one in a previous vehicle. I myself had one in my Mazda Speed, and the Accessport by itself is okay. It's really when you dial it in and get that Pro Tune is when things get good. And that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, that you're going to spend the $600 to $700 on the Accessport, and then after that you're going to spend anywhere between $400 to $600 on the Pro Tune, because you're going to get a Pro Tune for $93, and then you're going to get a Pro Tune for $85. And don't get me wrong, you will make more power than you will make a little bit more power on the Accessport than you would on the Cobb, because the big difference is going to be that the Cobb has some abilities that the JB4 doesn't, such as they can actually change timing, they can advance timing, and things of that nature, and bypass some of the safety features that are that your car has, which is a good and a bad thing. So of course, one of the downsides is by bypassing those safety features, you're essentially getting past the things that protect your car. So you are at a higher risk of engine damage. And of course, the quality of the tune you get, and there's so many different tunes. Some tuners, they want the highest horsepower, so they're going to essentially make their tune a little bit more risky than others. And you'll make great power, but how long will your engine last? So that's one of the things that the JB4 retains in comparison to the Cobb Accessport. And by no means I'm against the Cobb Accessport. I'm not. I just want to personally keep my I personally want to keep my warranty. I don't want to void my warranty. So of course the JB4 doesn't interfere with any of the factory safety features. So essentially it's only running your car. Your tuning is you're essentially going on this car's safety features. So if your AFR goes lean, the car's natural safety features are going to be there to protect the car. And that's one of the things that you're not going to have on the Cobb, is you don't necessarily have those particular safety features. Of course, you have features such as knock gauges, which can check how much knock you're getting. So you can essentially know know how safe your tune is. The only issue there is most of us don't know what we're looking for when it comes to tuning. So you may not know what to look for to keep your car safe. And of course, a lot of what you're getting with the Accessport, you also get with the JB4. You're getting the enhanced boost, so you're getting higher, the ability to adjust boost, and the ability to adjust fuel and ignition controls. So you can make a lot of changes and make great power, just as Prime Motoring has shown. Prime Motoring just cleared 400 wheel torque. with a JB4. And of course, they will probably make more with the Accessport once they have the ability to adjust timing. The only, like I said, there's just a few issues with that I have, because I know most of us don't have $5,000 or $6,000 laying around for a long block, and if, of course, preferably a built long block once we blow it up. I'm personally, at least for my 60,000 miles, my 5 years. And when I said for me, I don't really drive a ton, so I will probably put less than 60,000 miles on the car in 5 years. I'm just gonna stay with the JB4. I know for a fact that it works. I'll be on the dyno sometime in the next before the end of the year, 100% before the end of the year. I'm based on what I've already done. I'm sure I'm over 300 wheel horsepower, and probably the same for torque. Once we get the exhaust going, where prime motoring is, they're at 360 and 400. That's way more than enough. And I'm sure a lot of you know, like the kind of power that is, you really just don't need that much more. And I'm sure that there's even more power that could be made if they were to go to, if they were to add meth. They could probably make even more power, or if they went to E50 instead of E30. But no, just, I want you guys to see this, that, the Cobb Accessport's not coming out anytime soon. And I just, I'm personally just going to stick it out with the JB4. If it's sacrificing 10 or 15 wheel horsepower, I'm willing to do that for my warranty. Because I can easily, within 10 or 15 minutes, go back to stock. I could be stock and easily, like I said, right or wrong, like I said, since some of you guys don't like the answer, but I could easily, swap it back to stock and bring it in for a warranty. Do you get a couple extra features with the Cobb? Yes. Will you make a little bit more power with the Cobb? Absolutely, you will. Once you have a Pro Tune, I don't think the off-the-shelf tunes will make any more power than my custom map. I'd actually love to go back to back with somebody, somebody with a off-the-shelf Cobb tune whenever it comes out, and then my custom tune. And the reason I don't want to compare custom tune to custom tune is because my custom tune is free. A Pro Tune is going to cost you money. So that's of course the Pro Tune will make more power, but again, how much more, I don't know. It probably will be 10 or 15 wheel horsepower. But for me, like I said, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm gonna assume, based on their pricing, the Accessport, when it comes out, it's gonna be $725. I can guarantee you guys the off-the-shelf maps won't make any more power than my custom map. And like I said, I'm sure there will be people to get the Accessport, so I'd love to compare. But just with the off-the-shelf map, they're not going to make any more power than my custom tune that's dialed in at a crazy good AFR. And like I said, I'm ready to see that. But I wanted you guys to know that like I said, that for me the JB4 has been great, and if you haven't already, I think you should highly consider getting one, just because it doesn't look like the Accessport is going to come out anytime soon.